Okay, so this is going to be our movie review for the new movie that should have originally, I thought was going to be a Man of Steel sequel, just straight up, and it ended up being Batman versus Superman. Now I'm losing it.
Batman v Superman. It was Ben Affleck and what's his face?
No, the freaking addendum line.
Dawn of Justice.
Thank you, Dawn of Justice. And also Batman. First of all, that's my first problem. Batman v Superman. It should be Batman versus Superman. I know it stands for versus, but versus is already an abbreviation.
Whenever I see the V, I think of the Roman numeral 5. So Batman 5, Superman.
Anyways, this is my shirt that I got out of the DC crate, the new one, and it's set up like a lucha libre thing.
Behind a giant moon necklace, which is really cool.
Yeah,
but
I wore that.
To the movie.
Sorry, I wore that bling just because Wonder Woman's in the movie, and I was like, gold.
Now, we really don't want to spoil anything, but we are going to just talk about it a bit.
Oh, I want you to do lots of spoilers.
Lots of spoilers?
Yes,
okay.
Completely spoilery review. We'll put that in the headline.
Okay. So, movie opens up with a dream sequence then, basically, of little tiny Bruce Wayne falling down a hole, finding the Batcave, bats flying around him, then Bruce flies away.
They, lifted him up like they were angel bats, but it looked horrifying if it was me.
Definitely. By the way...
I would think it was a nightmare.
I do have to warn you guys a little bit if you know about the spoilers that we're going to tell you now, and you're still going to go see the movie, you just want to hear us talk, whatever. There's like a half hour of nightmares.
Or if you already saw the movie and you want to see, I wonder if they think the same thing as me.
Too many nightmare scenes. I mean, don't get me wrong, the nightmares were interesting. I think the one where Bruce Wayne was wearing a trench coat was extremely intricate for a nightmare, or for a dream for that matter. I want to know how that happened. But
I think there was a hallucination thing going on. I feel like a lot of people didn't seem to notice that Bruce Wayne was taking some kind of pills laying next to his bed, next to his wine, next to his bed with bottle pills.
Because he is crazy. Bruce Wayne is crazy. I think that's what they kind of wanted to...
the craziest Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, Ben Affleck, he did a decent job
I like Ben Affleck.
as Batman. A lot of people were kind of skeptical about it, but, you know, he was pretty decent considering. I mean, better than Daredevil.
I like Daredevil. I'm like the only person, me and my sister. We're like, and we like Elektra, which was a sequel to Daredevil. So, fuck it. I don't care.
Batman is a crazy person, and that's kind of what they wanted to show off in this video, just how insane he is. Apparently, I think that this may be after the Joker killing Robin and Batman killing the Joker. Something had happened. I don't know what. I think maybe...
Yeah, there was some kind of flashback or...
Wait, is the Batman movie tied to the Suicide Squad movie?
No. That's something somebody was trying to infer on the internet that it should be. And then it's not actually supposed to be a sequel to the other movies, but it's partially directed by Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
But it's directed also by Zack Snyder, who did the super wonderful Sucker Punch.
So the reason I asked is because Robin's dead. This is clearly something that Robin was killed prior, which I would like to know a little bit more information on. But this is Dawn of Justice. This is more of a Justice League movie than it
They're
is
setting
any
up
other.
the Justice League movie, right?
They're setting up the Justice League. It ended with Batman, Wonder Woman. By the way, the actor who played Wonder Woman, good actor. Wonder Woman didn't get too much.
Much better than I thought.
Wonder Woman kicked some ass in that movie.
No, I was just mad when they first cast her because Wonder Woman is supposed to be a tall, thick Amazon woman who's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah. And
they cast a freaking supermodel who weighs 115 pounds. So maybe she's tall. Like, for a human.
Yeah, acting-wise, she played a good Wonder Woman. I really didn't even know that she was a model.
They should have got a wrestler or something. But in the movie, she looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, as Wonder Woman. In the parts where she wasn't Wonder Woman, she just looked like a pretty girl at a party. Which, Sam made a good point, which was, why did they I mean, I understand why they told you Wonder Woman was in it, because then people like me, who are like, oh, I like Wonder Woman, would be like, oh, I want to see Wonder Woman in the movie. But if they hadn't told you Wonder Woman was going to be in the movie, it would have been a lot more interesting when you figured out who Wonder Woman was.
Yeah. Like, if they would not have told you that Wonder Woman was going to be in this movie, you would have just seen it as like, who's that bitch that just stole Bruce Wayne's information?
Yeah, otherwise...
She drives away.
Yeah, you would be like, oh, who's that dark-haired girl who, like, looks like she's trying to like get with somebody. Like he said, is she a spy? She's some sexy undercover whatever. But you already like were kind of like, oh, that's gonna be the Wonder Woman, right?
And that's really a lot of issues with movie trailers now. I've been seeing them with a lot of movies. They always reveal a good chunk of the movie that really shouldn't be told. Like that could have been a good twist. There could be so much that they could have. There could have been so much they could have done with it, but they decided not to. They could have kept Wonder Woman away. They did a 5-second cameo of Aquaman and like a 10. Like I think that the Flash got more time.
Than Aquaman. Aquaman, it was literally I saw like because we know it's Jason Momoa from Game of Thrones, Khal Drogo, so we know it's him. But it was literally like. And that's it. That was like all you saw of him. And look, I have an Aquaman action figure. No, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna see his movie. I've been anticipating it since they cast him, which is funny because I never thought there would be an Aquaman movie after the joke they made of it on Entourage, which is completely plausible of how it could be a box office failure. But I liked the movie. I think the problem with the dream sequences is that usually in a movie, they let you know.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, somebody's just in a dream sequence.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was... That's
probably the Zack Snyder guy. Because that whole Sucker Punch movie is like half dream sequence.
I know.
You know?
It's,
I didn't dislike the dream sequences. I just...
Yeah,
it was
no,
weird.
The dream sequences were interesting in the Sucker Punch films, but it was not a good movie to me.
Oh, no, I was talking about this movie. I like the dream sequences in this movie.
Oh, yeah, no, Batman's dream sequences were great. Sometimes I thought they were a little too weird or a little too off. But maybe that's what they were going for. To let you know that it was a dream.
Yeah.
But, like, the post-apocalyptic world where Superman was a god was a little
crazy.
ridiculous.
And then I realized where they got those things from. There were, like, these things flying down out of the air. It was that fucking picture that they showed like twice at Lex Luthor's. Like he was at Lex Luthor's and looked at that picture for like 2 seconds, and that was imprinted in his brain so strongly at that party when he was busy with stuff.
Yeah. Now a lot of people got very angry whenever they showed the trailer where Batman was holding a gun. Batman, what that gun was, it was kryptonite. It was a shotgun filled with kryptonite dust. And that's how he beat Superman, was with kryptonite, which is the obvious way that he was going to beat Superman. He kicked Superman's ass.
Not just with his Iron Man suit.
Batman won that fight. Straight up. Like, that was...
Although then Superman did come back up and smack the shit out of his face.
Only to get his ass kicked again. And
Superman was, like, getting just fucked over this whole movie. Superman was just being a good guy, helping people, and everybody's like, oh, Superman, should he really be interfering?
You see, here's the thing, that I think that they were trying to do with the Superman. They originally wanted to be a movie about Superman, and technically it was. It was about the catastrophe, the beauty, and the destruction of Superman. Superman was just the elephant in the room for that movie. The movie basically focused around Batman more than it did Clark Kent. Superman was just there being Superman. He was helping people. But at the same time, like, there was all these...
Superman's always, like, very naive.
They would always turn to, like, news segments where it just showed, like, what Superman did, what Superman can do.
Or he saw, like, the news, and Superman. It's like, something bad's happening somewhere, so Superman left to go fix it.
But the movie was treating Superman like it was an event. You know what I mean? Like, the Superman event. Where everyone was talking about the Superman event.
Oh, yeah, it started off after the events of the last movie. Which, this is what's crazy, is that then the Civil War movie from Marvel comes out pretty soon. And it reminded me, it's like almost the same kind of plot, because they're basically talking about, well, do we need to regulate, the destruction that these superheroes are doing.
Superhero movies are going very realistic now, especially when it comes to politics and how people feel about the superheroes. You know how I feel about the superheroes? I feel like they're superheroes.
Yeah, and they should be able to fix things. Now, obviously...
Like, maybe not blow up everyone like Superman accidentally did.
That was fucking Zod. That wasn't his fault.
But it was the fact that Superman was that powerful that made Batman, like, scared in the first place. He wanted to put Superman in check, and he basically did. So Batman has beaten Superman on several occasions. But,
Sam knows how I feel about this. I fucking love Batman as the character Batman. But... It makes no sense scientifically that a human can beat an alien with superpowers. We were watching that joke chicken robot video earlier, and they made all my points in one video.
They did, but in every comic, there are probably
Batman had to take what, like 6 months to train for this fight with Superman. Superman just like flew across the water and was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm here," and yeah.
Well, yeah, like that's how I said he beat him with the kryptonite. That's how he beat Superman. That was the big thing.
And the suit thing, like what's his face predicted on the internet.
Honestly, I think the suit was more for defense than it was for offense. It seemed like Batman was being
he
thrown
did do the
around like
punch
a rag
thing
doll.
a few times, like Iron Man, which is what I was thinking, like the Hulkbuster suit.
That was a 10 out of 10 fight between Batman and Superman. The part where he just threw Superman on that roof and just jumped on him, that made me fucking laugh.
But I like Henry Cavill, or Canville, I'm not sure how you say his name. And I like Ben Affleck. They made him super, like Sam was saying when we were watching it, he was super broody. Batman's always broody, but this Batman was super broody. But it's because, let's get to the part that Sam probably wants to talk about, which is Lex Luthor was literally driving Batman insane for like 2 years to get Batman to try to kill Superman. Because for some reason that the movie doesn't really make clear, Lex Luthor hates Superman.
Yeah, I think it was like that political thing, like Lex Luthor saw Superman as a threat to the planet, but then at the same time he also acted crazy toward the end, so his motives were a little unclear.
I mean, I liked the crazy things he was saying. It was very amusing, and they made sense.
I will say,
like the thing on the roof
Jesse
in the
Eisenberg?
trailer. Yeah,
I did not like him as Lex Luthor.
I really liked him.
I didn't care for him. Like,
I like Jesse Eisenberg now.
he was acting jokery. He was acting too jokery.
I like that though, because the original Lex Luthor is just so straight laced, but they're setting it up for the next movie for him to be the original Lex Luthor.
But I'm just saying, the
so.
point is that Batman was Batman, Superman was Superman, Wonder Woman was Wonder Woman, Aquaman for the 5 seconds we saw him was Aquaman. Lex Luthor acted like the fucking crazy Joker type.
To be fair, Wonder Woman was somebody who was running around trying to hide a secret until the very last second when she was like, "Oh God, it looks like they're ruining an entire city. I guess I better get off my airplane to France and come back and fix things."
But
the men can't fix it.
But Jesse Eisenberg just was not doing it for me.
I thought he was very amusing.
I know, you just said that.
Okay, so here's the thing. They need levity in the fucking movie. That's the problem. Maybe I'm used to the Marvel movies and my old Batman movies of the like late 80s and the 90s where there's some element of fun. I don't like the Dark Knight movies. They're all right to me. So I think that at least having him as Lex Luthor gives you something in the movie where it's sort of amusing.
Well, what I liked about this Batman was because they had Superman in it, it wasn't the realistic Bale Batman. Because the Dark Knight trilogy was trying to base just around a man dressed as a suit fighting crime, which is kind of what it is right now. Hey, come here. Who's a good kitty cat? What? What's that? You want to talk about Batman too? Hmm? What's your opinion about Batman?
He's the best.
Little boots. But, no, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, like, they made Batman... I like this one better than Bale, because he did a lot more interesting stuff. It was more... Instead of just hand-to-hand combat, which he did do a lot of, he got to use the kryptonite, he got to use, like, weapons, he actually got to shoot things in the face. He killed people.
Yeah.
I
thought that was good.
Batman's no-kill policy, not happening in this. He fucking murders people. And I think this is because that since Robin died and Superman's going on, that Batman's having this kind of downward spiral. He just doesn't give a fuck. And then at the end of the movie, he realizes, we gotta be better. Blah, 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 blah.
Like, in a second.
Yeah.
But, like, it was, like, a crucial thing because of the mothers or whatever. But, okay, so the other thing is, I miss Alfred. Okay, so I have to tell you, when I was a little kid, there's one Alfred, and he was in Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. And then he fucking died. And I cried. Because that little old man was the best Alfred ever.
He was a very good Alfred.
And then Michael Caine was Alfred in those other movies. And I like Michael Caine. So I don't really care. Like, it's fine. But then...
Are you talking about the Dark Knight one? Every time I see him, I always see Austin Powers' father. That's all
not
I see.
Austin Powers' father.
Yeah, it is. In
No.
Austin Powers' Gold Member, his father is played by the actor who's Alfred.
I thought that fucking that '60s actor whose wife got thrown off a boat was his father.
No, I know. That's why I like The Dark Knight Alfred, because he was from Goldmember. Yeah. While she checks it out,
And I'm like, don't I own one of these movies? Even one? I don't.
you do not own
I
a
keep
single
thinking,
Austin
like,
Powers.
I almost bought Austin Powers when I first bought a Blu-ray DVD player in like '98. But anyways, the point is, I'm not sure if you're right, but Michael Caine to me is like Miss Congeniality. But I've seen Michael Caine in his old roles in the '60s and '70s and stuff. He can do some like kick-ass stuff.
He seemed like.
But they had fucking Jeremy Irons as Alfred. The only time he seemed like Alfred to me was literally when I couldn't see his face and it was just the voice, because it was a British guy.
But like, this Alfred seemed to. When am I having kids, Batman?
It was very weird. He was like, guess we're not going to see any other
Like,
little
the
Waynes
point of
running
Alfred
around
is
the
to
mansion.
The point of Alfred is to be the butler and to care about Bruce and to do it. But he was a scientist. He was a mechanic. He
I
did
like
all
that
of Batman
thing
stuff.
of it.
He was a freaking genius in this, and that's great. But then all of a sudden he would turn around and was like, "Oh, look, when are you having kids?"
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Like,
but like, okay, so my problem is that it's Jeremy Irons, and there's like several things wrong for me with Jeremy Irons being that, which is Jeremy Irons is a fucking lead actor, and I understand he's old now, but to me, he was the lead in everything he was in. So that's one problem. Two, I always had a crush on Jeremy Irons. I understand he's, again, very old now, like what, 70 something? But I don't want to see Jeremy Irons as the butler. Jeremy Irons is supposed to be like fucking people and then like throwing them down the stairs.
you don't know what Alfred does on his downtime. Batman's gone most of the night. What does Alfred do during the day?
This one is like scrapbooking his future children or something.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. Oh, Doomsday is in it. That's weird. They bring back Zod as Doomsday.
So is that a character in the universe?
Actually do. No, Doomsday actually is. Doomsday is a genius. He is a recurring.
Not this thing though.
He was a brute. He kicked ass though.
He
The whole
like
fight was
gelatin.
He kept on exploding in energy.
He was really gross.
I really need to read up again on Batman and Superman, because I cannot remember Doomsday at all. Almost. Maybe I'll watch my own.
I've only
YouTube
heard
videos.
of the name.
But it was really good. The fight was amazing. But they brought Zod's dead body back. Basically, Jesse.
I thought, whenever he started moving, I thought it was going to turn back into Zod.
Yeah, so basically, Jesse Eisenluther decides to go, hey, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this dead Kryptonian body, throw it in a chunk of water, put blood on it, and bam, I just created Doomsday. Doomsday explodes out of the tent, kicks Superman's ass a little bit. Batman comes out of nowhere.
And he kind of cowered back, like, as he went for Superman. It's like, didn't you realize whenever he became something, he could totally kill you in 1 second because you were standing right there?
So Superman does what Superman does and punches him really hard into the sky, punches him again and again. USA is all like, hey, let's throw nukes at both of them, solve all our problems. Fire the nukes, boom, explosion, Doomsday falls, Superman is a little shriveled up husk in space right now. Batman has to chase Doomsday from Metropolis to Gotham.
Which isn't very far.
Takes him to the crypts, fucking blows up the crypts. Wonder Woman comes, helps out. Superman comes, helps out. Batman shoots Doomsday in the face.
She had a lasso, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like her lasso.
While they were all fighting, Superman takes the kryptonite spear that Batman used to kill Superman with, which is how Batman
like,
do.
Brainwashing.
Mm-hmm. Then fucking Superman Clark Kent motherfucker decides to fly up, stab Doomsday in the chest. Doomsday replies by stabbing Superman in the chest. Big explosion. Nothingness. Superman's dead.
Oh, and thank Jeebus that Lois Lane and some of the other people actually realized that Clark Kent is Superman, because what the fuck? Yeah. For like 70 years or whatever, however definitely. Long this character's been around.
She knew automatically at the very end of the first Superman movie. It's like, he's just got glasses on. What? But that does lead us back to the point that Superman dies at the end of this movie.
Oh, wait, one more thing I wanted to say about Lex Luthor, which is, thank God at least Jeremy Irons said Lex Luthor, because that was really bothering me when people were going, Lex Luthor is doing this. Did that bother you at all?
Yeah, Luthor.
Luthor is doing this. And I think the thing was, it was because he was his dad's kid.
I will tell you.
And that's what threw you off, because you're used to the old one. So I think they were kind of trying to act like maybe his dad had been Lex Luthor before him. And he was like Lex Luthor Jr. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You see, I think a comedic relief was supposed to be with Jesse Eisenberg being Jesse Eisenberg, but that still just threw me off. Yeah, he's going to turn into Lex Luthor, but even at the very end, he just acted crazy.
Yeah, because he's going crazy, and then that's going to make him have revenge.
He has not yet stolen a single cake yet.
I don't know what that means.
One time in the comics, Lex Luthor stole 40 cakes. That's 4 tens, Mary, and that's terrible.
I don't know what you're talking about half the time. They're like internet memes or something. 4 tens and 40
If anyone
cakes.
watches this, they might get it, but...
I don't know what he's talking about half the time. But he sure is pretty. Wait, were you done? Wasn't there one more thing that you were saying? Oh, yeah, so they killed Superman and also set up the next Justice League movie.
Yeah, they did.
And Superman gets 2 funerals, and also, which I think could be offensive to some people in the military, gets a military funeral, though not being in the military.
He was supposed to... I think Superman was supposed to be the all-American alien.
But he's never been in the military. Captain America getting a military funeral would make sense. Superman getting a military funeral seemed kind of... I don't want to say sacrilegious, because I'm not religious. But I could see a veteran going, "Oh, that is not a veteran!" Do you know what I mean?
No, I see your point. He wasn't enlisted as an actual soldier.
Yeah, that was overkill.
A little bit.
They could have done some kind of red, white, and blue thing
But
without folding a flag.
I guess with him like going across the seas, fighting people, saving lives and stuff, they thought that he deserved one. Like even cops get those kind of funerals.
No, I mean he could have had a nice funeral. I don't know. I didn't like the flag part, maybe because when I saw my uncle's funeral that.
Boots.
But yeah, so it was a really depressing movie most of the time.
Oh yeah, very, very sad movie.
I guess I'm used to all the Marvel movies now where they make you feel excited and fun.
You know, it was supposed to be emotionally deep, I suppose, but emotions do go beyond the range of sad and depressing and Lex Luthor crazy.
And Batman is just being completely crazy or depressed. Woo! But it was a good movie.
Yes,
it wasn't what I expected.
Not at all.
You have to do a 3 out of 5. Not 3 out of 5. You have to do a rating out of 5.
Honestly, I'd say 4.5. Jesse Eisenberg's.
I'd say 3.5.
Really?
Maybe.
Slightly.
It probably has to grow on me.
It gets a C+.
It probably has to get, I probably have to watch it again.
Yeah, Man of Steel was good. It surrounded Superman. Then Batman v Superman, more surrounded about Batman.
They had to cut stuff out because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's still 2.5 hours. How weird does it sound? But maybe there's half hour of footage that makes it better.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. Also, there's nothing after the end credits. We stayed just in case. It is DC, but Deadpool had after credits too. So any movie could have an after credit sequence. So we had to check, but nothing after the credits.
Okay,
yeah,
so I think that's it.
Fun for the whole family.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's dying all the time.
Take your kids.
People are crying and thinking they're going to die.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you again, everybody, for watching another video from Miss Emma MM. You guys have yourself a great day. Like, share, subscribe. Do whatever the hell you want to do with this video. Light it on fire. We don't care. It's your computer.
Wonder Woman.
But you have a great day. Bye.
Should get her own movie.